Dear Basia, it is Friday and I just got home. The kettle is on, as you can tell by the creepy blue light. I was trying to figure out what to vlog about because it's been a bit of a week, as Lin-Manuel Miranda might say. It's been a bit of a week. And I am... We'll leave it at that for now. Your last vlog was about self-care and how you take care of yourself, especially mentally, but also physically, and all of that sort of thing. So you asked me at the end of that vlog how I take care of myself, and one way in which we are similar is nice cup of tea. Nothing quite like it. The water's ready. That needs to steep a while, so I will leave it over here. Right, moving along, self-care. I spend so much time scheduling my life that I forget to schedule in me time, like me time. I have gotten much better about this, and that is definitely a self-care thing, is realizing I am a human being, I have limits, cannot be there for everyone all of the time, and I don't need to be there for everyone all of the time because that induces a savior complex. So, breaking savior complex. Good thing to do for self-care. Reading, also a big self-care thing for me, usually fiction, but not always, but 99.9% of the time. Rereading is a big form of self-care for me. I reread The Will of the Empress quite frequently. It makes it sound like I'm always losing my mind. I reread The Will of the Empress, or at least scenes from it, on occasion if I really need like a good pick-me-up. This week, I started re-listening to the Protector of the Small audiobook, medieval high fantasy sort of thing by Tamara Pierce. I needed a book this week on Wednesday on my walk home. I needed to be reminded that sometimes we have to take the half portion and fight for the full thing. I needed that this week. So, moving along, not talking about election. I've already written about the election. I don't know if you read that blog post. We didn't talk about it. You probably did. Maybe you didn't. I don't really know. I tried to formulate some not super cynical thoughts about it and not super judgmental thoughts, which is the other problem. Running, like you mentioned, that's another good one for me. Baths are not so great for me. I like baths, like a good bubble bath, but I don't like sitting still. So usually like a walk or a run or a walk usually is a good idea. Okay, self-care. What else do I do? I bake. I bake cookies. That is a form of self-care for me. It started in high school when I got really stressed. This is circa junior year, end of sophomore year of high school. I started baking for my friends, and I started making up cookie recipes and creating all sorts of things like that. So I like baking cookies, and I like eating cookie dough. Christmas movies, another good thing for me. I have been known to rewatch Christmas movies from January through December. I watch them indiscriminately of month and season. Not tons. I'll watch more this time of year, obviously, and even more in December. But I do watch some of them year round. That is a thing that I do. Yeah, writing. Writing is self-care for me. We treat this differently, which I think is interesting. You know, for example, that you don't. I don't think you do. Do you? You don't journal I journal every day because I'm an external processor. If I don't write something down, I'm either gonna I won't forget it. I have a good memory. It will come back to me at some point. It might be next year, but it will come back to me. This vlog is so ridiculous. I need my tea to be, I think it's ready. We're just gonna. Oh, that's hot. Process everything externally. So, for example, Wednesday was rough for obvious reasons, but I wrote about it, and I knew I was gonna have to write about it because when I got home, my thoughts were such a jumble, and the moment I know I have to write about something, like a blog kind of writing about something, when my emotions are a jumble and my thoughts are a jumble. If one or the other is sorted out, usually I don't end up blogging about it. I work things out through writing. I work things out by reframing a story to tell myself. That's how I treat it. That's how I treat my blogs. I usually start a blog entry like 10 different times before I have it right, and I'll just on the WordPress, if I'm on the WordPress screen writing, I'll literally just like start typing, and I'll start with what I think is going to be the first couple lines, and then I'll come up with like this brain spark, 3 paragraphs later, and I'll be like, oh wait, okay, and I'll like go up to the top again and like force that first paragraph down, so I can't see it anymore. So like literally push it past the limits of my screen, and I'll just start writing that other bit again, and then I'll rearrange everything so that it flows and makes sense. Processing my thoughts on paper, that's self-care. I went to the theater yesterday. Going to the theater is always good for me. That's a thing that I enjoy. It's a thing I have always enjoyed, and I hope it's a thing that I will always enjoy. Sometimes I'll just draw quotes on Post-it notes. That helps. And I have this tag on my Tumblr, it's humanity. It's just a humanity tag, and I put everything. I don't use Tumblr as much anymore, but like when I was using it pretty frequently, I would come across posts that gave me hope, and I put all those posts in that tag. The tag was like unexpected flash mobs and people dancing or laughing or talking or doing good things without expecting anything in return. Like feminist movements and other such things go in that tag. Moments that make me look at the world and think, all hope is not lost. That's how I take care of myself. I remember all the things that have given me hope in the past. Whether that's something I've written in the past, then I can look back on and say, oh, I've been through this before, I will get through this again. Or whether it's something that I've seen before or read before, a book or a news article or people working together, people collaborating. Remembering things like that helps me. Yeah, this is really long. I have apparently been recording this section for 15 minutes almost. Hopefully this vlog is not 15 minutes, because that's a bit much. I need to go have my tea now. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Oh, one last thing. Sometimes I will go through on Tumblr as well and look through our codependent internet relationship tags. And I will just mentally catalog all the ridiculous things that we have done together or that have happened to us. The maze, the corn maze in the maze, if you will. Moments where we've posted the exact same tweet, or our friendship is a form of self-care for me. So thank you, friend, for somehow ending up with the same Starbucks cup as me today, because that was the most hilarious thing that happened right after getting hit in the face by a leaf while I was sitting on a bench eating my lunch. So have a wonderful weekend, my friend. Thank you for making my life a brighter place, and I will see you on Monday.